Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa and today's video is gonna be a little bit different. As you can see this is a different background. I'm literally sitting on my bed and I just watched this documentary on yoga on Netflix. It's called Maris. I Am Maris. And Maris spelled M-A-R-I-S. And it inspired me to make this video. Also, for those of you who have been following me on social media, know that I do hot yoga. I only do vinyasa. If anyone knows yoga, or if you were just interested in, you know, all kinds of things that yoga has to offer, I'm going to talk about it. So vinyasa literally means breath to movement, so connecting your breath to the movement, and it's a really nice type of flow practice that I usually do. Also because the studio that I go to does vinyasa, and that's all I've been used to. I did try Bikram one time, which is very hot. It's like 102 degrees, whereas vinyasa it's like 82 to 98 between those two. But basically I just wanted to sit here and tell you guys that, so first things first, what I'm currently doing, some of you may know already, I'm doing 200-hour teacher training, so I will be a licensed yoga instructor. I'm trying to literally open my own studio when I get to my final destination. Hopefully that's actually not my final destination, that's just my next stop. And I want to be teaching somewhere in Maryland for the time being until I go down to Tampa, Florida, where I would love to open my own studio. I have a purpose-driven mindset for why and what yoga does for me. I think a lot of people can relate. A lot of people essentially come to yoga for their different backgrounds and their different stories and where they've come from. I've met a lot of recovering people from drugs or alcohol abuse, or even trauma-based yoga people, like people that go to yoga because they've been traumatized sometime in their life. I know some people do yoga in the pool. There's like so many kinds of yoga you can do, and it's so beneficial to your body. So I'm just gonna sit here and literally be authentic and tell you guys what it's doing for me. I'm not going online, I'm not looking up anything. Like literally I just watched this documentary and I just chose to film this video. So literally I can say that yoga has made me a very strong person today, and also with the teacher training. The teacher training goes more into depth about yoga and the history behind it and how to teach a class and basically how to be an instructor. I know exactly how things happened because it was when I bought my car and when I was turning 21. So between November 30th, around that time, to like January, that's when I had started yoga. I started my first class on like October, actually. I started my first class like October 5th or something like that. It's been a good, I want to say almost 2 years. Actually, it's almost 2 years, not 1 year. It's almost 2 years. And that's when I first started yoga. I was very nervous. I didn't know what to take. I didn't know what to even do. So my first yoga mat, my sister got for me, and she got me a towel. And I was like, okay, well I have a yoga mat, so I guess I should do something with it. So I went to my first class at Yoga Centric in Bel Air, Maryland, and I was texting her. I was sitting in the parking lot like, what do I do? I don't even know what to do. And she was like, literally, you just go in, you have your water, don't take your phone, take off your shoes, like relax. No one's paying you any mind, whatever. So I'm a very social person. I went inside and, you know, I'm like, hi, I'm new, like I don't know how things work. And one of the studio managers that sat up front was very welcoming, and the studio was very welcoming as well. There were seats everywhere, there was water for you to use, towels for your practice, you could rent mats, like a bunch of stuff that you really could like need, or if you forgot something, everything was there for you to use. So I got a tour around the studio, and I looked at everything and it was very nice, and she set my mat up for me and she was like, you can go in when this other class comes out. So I waited around, I sat next to this girl and I was just talking to her because I was like, yeah, this is my first class, I'm new, I don't know how these things work. So yeah, and she was like, literally, like, I've been doing yoga for X amount of years and it's so great for you, you're gonna love it. And little did I know she actually was an instructor there, but I had not known that. And we went into class and I sat right in the middle of the room so I could see everybody around me. Sometimes I tell people today, if they don't know what to do, I would sit in the back or the middle so that you can see everyone around you if you want to just copy, if you don't know what anything means. Literally, I had no idea what anything meant, and I was so scared because I was like, everyone's gonna know that I'm new, but honestly, I can really say to you guys, like literally, no one in the room is actually looking at you. And I can promise you that for a fact, because you're so busy trying to figure out if you can do the pose that you're not worried about if the person next to you is doing it. You might look at them and say like, wow, like they look really good, but literally you can do the same thing. You can. And I'm strictly talking about the fundamental basic yoga poses. I'm not talking about doing dancer or anything like that. If you guys know what that is, or you could just look it up, but I'm not talking about anything crazy, just like bending, twisting, you know, really folding your body in ways that you didn't know you could, for real. So you get blocks and a strap before you start your class as well. It helps deepen your stretching. It helps really deepen your practice. So that helped me as well. I use straps, I use blocks, everything like that. And then when I came out of the class, I actually I was like the last person to leave. I ran into the owner of the studio, which I had not known at the time that she was the owner. She asked me how it was, and I like wanted to cry. I mean, I felt so like relieved and calmed down. Like I felt like nothing else was happening around me, and I just like wanted to cry and break down, because I was like, this is the best class I've ever done. You know, I was just like, this is amazing, I love it. And it was really inspiring. It was a great class. From there on, I did a 30 for 30 days of yoga practice and taking the classes, and I really loved it. So then I became a member. So now I am a member of Yoga Centric in Bel Air, and I go probably twice a week. I literally have not been going as frequent as I could, because yoga training is sometimes in the way, also work, and you know, all the things you have to juggle in your life. So I've been doing a lot of that as well. It was really somewhere where I could feel so centered with myself and really just have all of my thoughts just literally crumbled up and thrown away, and I never have to think about them again. You go through all of these patches and, you know, scrapes and bumps in your road, but at the end of the day, I mean, you have to move past them. You have to. You don't really have a choice. Some people can choose to stay and linger on them, but it's not me, and I've changed a lot, so that has helped as well. I enjoy it so much. I've enjoyed going to different studios. I've enjoyed going to my main first studio and really just connecting with my body and not having everything out of place or anything like that. And everyone thinks that you have to be like super flexible, and you know, you have to touch your toes and you have to touch the ground and you have to flip all the way around. Like, I haven't even done that. I've been doing it for 2 years. I'm very close to what I want to be in certain poses, but I'm definitely not the most flexible woman on earth. So that's not what I expect to be. There's no expectations, there's no limitations. Like, this is like your body and your mind, and it's like you and your mat, and that's it. It's like, you know, I explain to my mom all the time, I say, you go to class, you put your mat down, and as soon as you sit down and adjust to the heat, it's just like no one else is around you, you're alone. Like, this is yours. Like, this is your room, you're doing everything. You really are being self-centered and just really calming yourself. I've done so much research behind the yoga benefits and things like that, like before I started it, and I was just like, I don't know, it kind of sounds stupid, but it really is true. It's definitely a mind thing, calming your mind, relaxing your mind, and you have a purpose to do the pose. You're really engaging the muscles and working, seeing how your body can work. And that's the thing that I didn't realize either. You don't really know how your body is going to work when you're in heat, which I work better in the heat. In the heat, your body is just like relaxing, your muscles are relaxing, everything is so easy to move, and you just feel so nice. It's just also like the other aspect of yoga is like not just the poses. I think that that's a very like difficult, controversial topic for some people, especially those who haven't tried it. They think it's like, oh, you just go there to stretch and you do like yoga is like you're like bending your body and like that's it, but it's not. And besides calming the mind, because I've said that like 18 million times, it's like the physical practice is over here, and then the mental practice is over here, and really finding yourself as a person is over here. Your breathing techniques, the heat built up in your body, everything is just connecting as like one, and you really feel like a new person. And I promise, guys, like, I'm not saying this, I'm not sponsored by anybody, but it's really a different experience. For those of you that are yogis out there, you know what the yamas and the niyamas are. Just practicing yamas and niyamas with your life. So then for those of you that don't know, yamas and niyamas are like moral and ethical codes that basically you follow as a yogi. You connect them back into your life, and you really realize how being a good person and doing good deeds and cleansing your body, cleansing your room, filling your tank up with gas, because that's how it's going to run. You know, doing simple things relate so much back to the yamas and niyamas. So currently I can say a yama is called saucha, which is where you practice the idea of purity and cleanliness. And that can be, you know, whether you're cleaning your body, taking a detox class, or doing, in my case, moving, really getting rid of unnecessary things that have had to do with your past. And I just don't need to have all this stuff built up and just like have it in storage. Like, there's no reason to have it. And relating back to your actual like body and fitness, like, you don't have to go into class having expectations or limitations and having all these thoughts built up in your mind, when everything can just be let go and you can relax and detox, and everything is just coming away from you. All the thoughts are placed on a shelf right behind you, and you don't look back. You keep it moving, you keep it rolling. It's literally a cycle. I would say also, there's no perfectness and perfect alignment and things like that in yoga. It's your body. It's gonna bend. I wouldn't force it, and I would just take your time with it. That's also relates back to your life. There's nothing in your life that has to be forced so much that it breaks. You just flow, like let it flow. You know, once one door closes, another one opens. There's no need to rush. I turned around and went to yoga, and I've actually found such a great passion about yoga that it's just like an amazing thing. And I have a couple things that I would like to share. Literally a couple of items that I have that I made something at my studio, something that I bought from a local person with my training group, just like things that you can start doing now that might be able to help you in your practice or even outside of your practice. So I literally have like 3 items, but it's fine because my camera doesn't fall. All right, so I'm gonna start with the first thing that I've gotten so far, thus being in yoga. This is probably the first thing, which was literally a couple weeks ago. It had a sticker on it, but it fell off. This is essential oil. It is for energy. It's an energy booster, and it smells like mint. Literally, when you get things like these are just the roll-on. So you literally just roll it on your skin. And what we do in yoga class is we've literally put it all over our palms, and you just rub your hands together like really fast till they're nice and warm, and you just breathe it all in. And it smells really good. So also you can put it on the back of your neck. Usually I do like one finger, but I'm doing my palm because there's a lot on my palm. Behind your ears, like right here. I think there's like some nerves here, and then you put them here, just like where you would put perfume. It smells really good. It smells really good. This has helped me a ton. I think actually this morning I used it, and I was not trying to go to my yoga class, but I did. This book that I got off Amazon, so this doesn't have anything really to do with yoga unless you want to be a yoga teacher, but I think it also has a lot to do with theming and why you take classes, and like why instructors do what they do in each class. And it's just called Teaching Yoga Beyond the Poses. It's a pretty big book. It's actually a really big book, but I love it so much. I'm still in the beginning, and I'm not even like, I read it, probably try to read it every night. But it's awesome because there's over like 50 themes in here for theming a class, and this is where I'm gonna get my theming, and I'm so excited because this is a really good book. I don't know who made it. It's Sage Rountree and Alexandra Desiato. It's really nice. Inspiration for your classes. Very good book. I've loved every bit of it. The next thing is this chakra bracelet. So this chakra bracelet is the 7 chakras of your body, and it starts with, so it starts from this dark purple side right here to the blue to the, and then the purple, and then yeah. So I'm gonna literally tell you guys. So the crown chakra is the first one right here, moving my finger right here. Clarity amplifies your psychic abilities and access to divine energies. It's a very good one. It's not my favorite, but we'll get there. Third eye chakra is the next one. I'm not sure why it's called third eye, but it is. It's used to heal addictive behavior patterns, which is really nice. I really like that one because I've told you guys before, I've met a lot of people that have been through, you know, been through alcoholism or drug abuse, things like that. The throat chakra is this blue one. The really pretty blue one, kind of looks like earth. I'll put my fingers on them so you guys can see. Okay, yeah. So the throat chakra is the really pretty blue one that's like earthy. This one is for protection from evil. It increases wealth also, and apparently heightens emotional intelligence. So that's a very fun, interesting one. Greenish one that's like white too is the heart chakra, which I love so much. So the heart chakra is the one that my fingers are on. This one is my favorite. This one is heals a broken heart and reawakens trust. So strengthening any like systems in your body and being forgiving. This next one is kind of like brownish kind of. This one is the solar plexus chakra. Enhances creativity, magnifies power of will, and assists in overcoming difficulty and adversity. Also helps with assisting to overcome depression. Love that. Next up, we have the sacral chakra, which enhances physical stamina and energy. Also builds confidence, courage, passion, and power. And then the root chakra, which is the last reddish orange one, is for activating the intellect and sharpens logic. Also teaches balance between polarities and assists in staying in group and intensifies passion and emotion. So those are the 7 chakras of your body. So literally from the crown all the way down to your sacral. So I wear this quite frequently. I took it off because I was just watching Netflix and I didn't need it, but it's good. It's a good thing to have around and remember. So the last thing is new. I just made this at my teacher training this past Wednesday. So this is a mala. Mine is short. It's supposed to be a total of 108 beads. So the way that mine worked is I had to cut my string because they were uneven and it was bothering me, so I cut it. But I made this, and I think it was a very calming experience to just do this and actually it come out to something. And it's like a beautiful necklace. It's not just a necklace, but it is for meditation, and it just basically is like a necklace to remind you of your mantras and your intentions. And you know, typically you can use these during meditation. The studio owner told us that you can do what's called a japa meditation, and I'm trying to remember everything. Basically for 50 days, it's either 48 days or 50 days, you have a mantra that you stick to, and each day you go through each bead until you get all the way around. I don't remember if that's exactly what it is. It's something similar, but that's how you can meditate, is you just roll through each bead until you get all the way around. Also, you're not ever supposed to touch this blue one right here. So we refer to that one as the guru bead. I don't know why you're not supposed to touch it, but you're not. It resembles the student guru relationship. And basically what I have with in relation to my guru bead. Also down at the bottom, this is the tassel, and this is really, I think, a very touching, very pretty piece. It basically has multiple meanings. Strings come together to form one tassel, so it represents connection to the divine and each other. Basically the representation of oneness. And then these beads we refer to, I remember the yellow ones, she told us to make the 18th bead. I think that's just a number that they came up with, I don't know. But some people in my training chose different numbers, like a number that meant something to you. I did 18 because it's what the mala said, but you can really do anything you want. Even if you wanted to add more, well, I couldn't, but you could add like, actually I really could, you can add like a charm or something. Charms are very, you'll see them a lot, but these actually range from like $100 to $180 because they are very time consuming to make, and it is a long process. I mean, literally doing all of this was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but I love it. and you can wear it daily. I mean, it's just something to come back to, your mantra or your intention, like why you have a reason for doing what you're doing. And it's crazy because, oh my gosh, I know what the other thing was. It was the rock. It's over there. Quick backstory is one of the meditations that we took for a workshop for my yoga teacher training was a meditation, and it was a guided meditation where we're laying down, and basically a lot of people fell asleep. And it's like, if you can go through meditation and fall asleep, that is a very, very, very good meditation. So we were handed out these rocks, and very nice marble, I guess I could say rocks, marble rocks, and you pick one, and one has a word on it, and that word is used just for you. It's your word, it's for you, you don't trade, like none of that, it's yours. And my word was passion. So I have mine on my desk and I keep it there all the time. Yeah, that's literally my rock, and it's so pretty. I love the shape. Also, people meditate with these too. You can find sense of relief by rubbing them around in on your palms, or just like on your face, and really like acknowledging what you're passionate about. It's crazy because I completely had forgotten what this word meant when I was handed it, when I got it handed to myself, and we did a really like 5-minute meditation with this rock in our hands. And I was really thinking of all the things I was passionate about. And I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And I was like, yoga. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was yoga. It's crazy. It's just really crazy, like how the universe lines things up for you. And yeah, but besides the point, my camera is going to die, but there is one more thing that I have, and that's literally right behind me. It is a yoga pose. I will fix my camera in a second so you guys can see it. I got this off of Society 6. They make a lot of hand paintings or hand drawings, sketches, things like that. It looks so natural to me, and it is a beautiful pose. So I have it above my bed, and I love it. So I would say that is a, what pose is that? I should know. I would say, yeah, so when you go into wheel pose and you lift your leg up, one-legged wheel pose is what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm sticking to. So yeah, guys, I'm really happy that I've shared some of my yoga experience with you guys. It's not all of it. I'm definitely gonna be doing a video on yoga teacher training. You'll see that soon. I graduate in January, but it's super exciting and it's super knowledgeable. And I just think that there's, no matter what you are going through in your life, you can figure out what works best for you. And when you are authentic and you practice, you know, real teachings that you actually go through, then you can spread all of that onto other people and really like see how it affects or changes our life. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. Sorry for all the talking. My mouth hurts. I'm like done now. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video.